the response to Oldburgh has been quite incredible.
Yeah.
I did not expect it for what is possibly one of the stupidest films ever made, and I really want to stress how important that team was to bringing that film to life, and how much I respect like each and every person who came on board and helped bring it to life, because they just deserve so much better.
Yeah.
And you look at some actors and you're just like,
Yeah.
why? Who on earth cast you? I think having motivation and someone who's a good mentor are two of the most important things that you can have in life.
Hello! Not only is it still my face, but it's a face you're going to recognise from being here before. We're back with another episode of Seasonal Discussions. Links to follow, like, subscribe, do the things, etc. are all down in the content below this. Alongside us, you will find the things for Ross Milne, who is back chatting with us again.
Always back chatting.
That used to be my role as a kid. Back chat, everyone. You're the first person officially to have recorded in our old studio and now be a guest in our new studio as well. So before we start into the actual content part, are we in a better space now than we were before?
Yeah. And I do genuinely want to say, like, this new space, it just shows your growth. And I'm very, very, like, proud that you've managed to accomplish all this. Like, really well done. Before, like, I know this was an interview with me, but, like, honestly, what you're doing is really, really cool for Aberdeen creatives. And
thanks, man.
I want to just start off by saying it is a massive, like, privilege for me to be here. I feel really, really, like, honored.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming back in. It has been so different for us getting into this new space, but it's been a wonderful chance for pretty much since you came on, our focus started to shift a lot more towards the creative side of things. We were kind of very business focused originally when we started, but then we realized businesses already have a voice. Mm-hmm. Creatives don't, and I say they don't, they do, but now we have a platform to put them out.
Yeah.
And a lot of the feedback that we get from having creative folks in is just like, more of this, please, more of this. We recently submitted ourselves for the inaugural Scottish Podcast Awards.
Oh, hell yeah.
We've put our name in as like there's like 20 different categories, 27 categories to enter in. So we put ourselves in for the interview side of things. And to do so, you have to submit 3 separate short audio clips from episodes. And the very first clip on ours is your Raven Simone story from when you were in the past. Because honestly, I was just like, if anything encapsulates what we do better than anything else, it's just me and you sitting chatting nonsense for like 5 minutes about chaotic things going on. What has been going on with you since you were last in and spoke with us?
Oh, man. When did I last speak? It was like September, October, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I think you'd finished the wrap on Oldburgh. You were working through the last couple of little bits. You just had the potential for the big name to record a part for it. That contact had just been made, but yeah, you were just about at that stage.
So yeah, okay. So that's a good time frame. So yeah, when we last spoke, we had just shot Oldburgh.
Yep.
We had just shot our documentary, which I'm going to go over a bit later.
Sweet.
I think you'll like the announcement. I hope. And we spent months editing Oldburgh. Me and my main editor, Ewan Duncan.
Yep.
One of the most talented editors in all of Aberdeen. Like, absolutely incredible.
One of the people you like having on board.
Yeah, the fact that he took my direction for that edit and just listened to what I was saying and just went, I trust you. It was amazing. Because he should probably not have trusted me, but I'm so glad that he did. And he's someone that just needs to be thanked, because that film would not be thanked or blamed, because that film would not be out without him.
It wouldn't exist, so whether or not people want to thank him or blame him for it being there.
Exactly.
We'll leave up to your collective opinion.
So, yeah, we shot them both, and obviously Loch Hands started coming about.
Yeah.
So I was really, really busy, and in, I'd say, about December, we completed the first cut of Oldburgh. Mm-hmm. It was just a cut for us, and we thought, you know what, take a bit of time away from it, and then start sending it to people. Mm-hmm. January, February. Same with the documentary, and the response to Oldburgh has been quite incredible.
Yeah.
I did not expect it for what is possibly one of the stupidest films ever made, but also I think it is one of the most like heartfelt things that I've ever put out there. I think it's so sincere. I think it's genuinely so good-spirited, even though there's a lot of like mean-spirited nature in it.
Yeah.
I think it's all... it's a film I wanted to make that really highlights the importance of like not letting the rot win and not letting darkness win.
Yeah, yeah.
Through my own lens, whatever that is. But you know,
Chris Watt, having been one of the people who watched it, you talk about feedback from it. We had Chris in before, and he himself has says, if ever there was a film that you could watch and go, this is something that Ross made, that's it. Because he goes, it's literally it's like you and your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions, your guide on screen in front of us. It's very much a you piece.
For me, every single kind of film that I want to make, I wanted to try and make it the shortest distance between like my mind and the screen, with the budget that we have, which is never a lot, but we make do. And I think what we lack in money, we put into giving each scene and each character, just any sequence in the film, like a really interesting presentation style to combat that low budget and to just add a lot more flavor to the film. You know, Oldburgh did really well. As Chris Watt says, I don't know if that film's commercial. I don't know if it's commercial. I mean, it's maybe people pay for it to go away, but
I think it's got cult classic written on it, if I'm honest with you, but there we go.
You know what? I really hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so, and I hope it begins to find its audience. We just won this really big award recently, Best International Feature Film at this Indian Film Festival.
Yeah.
Cannot pronounce the name.
I must admit, when I saw it, I thought, wow, I didn't realise the Conundrum Anagrams on Countdown had its own film festival.
Exactly it. I was like, I could be offensive if I try and even pronounce it.
Exactly. I was like, that's not where an X is supposed to be in a word.
Exactly.
But I saw the posts go up from it, and congratulations to you for that.
Thank you so much, man. I mean, it was... Like, we joke about the film, like, me and you especially, we're like, maybe what else was playing?
Yeah.
But we're genuinely really proud of it. Like, really happy to have that out there. And it's just been nominated for a few more awards. Like, I think most of the festivals we've put it in, we've gotten, like, at least either selected or a nomination. And that is, like, never happened to me necessarily before. And I'm so, so happy.
Yeah.
And it could not have been done without the team.
Yeah.
And I really want to stress how important that team was to bringing that film to life, and how much I respect like each and every person who came on board and helped bring it to life. People like obviously Ewan, Mason, who plays Chunky Mark, the farting junkie.
Yeah.
Aaron Jeffcoat, who is our lead, who's Davey, who very much holds that film together. I actually met him on a short film I was doing in Wales called Holy Rollers. Oh, yeah. Which is also doing really well at the minute. And, you know, I'm so happy for everyone who was involved in that. And we just really got on set. And he said he wanted to work with me on something. And no one had ever came up to me and said that. So I thought, I'm going to write something that maybe makes you regret.
You won't regret ever giving those. Don't give me the power.
But you know what? And he's not Scottish, he's English.
Yeah.
But he worked his ass off to give us the performance we were looking for in that film. And he is so the glue. And what's really interesting is like, me and Aaron, we really get on. But like, he might not always see where I'm coming from narratively. But I try and always explain it from like an emotional sense, because I'm like, sometimes when we're filming, it just might not make that much sense to use an actor. I'll try my best to explain it, but as long as I can put you emotionally where I am as a director when I'm doing the scene, then it will be fine. And he gets that every single time. And I feel so lucky to have worked with him, because this is a guy who's been on like Doctors. Well, I mean, everyone was on Doctors.
Yeah.
But, like I think everyone was on Holby.
I was going to say, everyone went from Doctors to Holby. It was like the same hospital. They just swung different scenes in.
But he was in The Terror, the AMC ITV series, as Private Pilkington. A funny name. But
no relation to Carl.
No, well, you never know.
No, distance yourself from Carl Pilkington.
But you know what? Like, and it felt such a privilege to have someone who'd done that project, that scale of a project, had that experience on set and had that knowledge and was willing to work with me. And it really fostered this like amazing creative collaboration. And he's someone who, like, I can ask for advice on anything, really. And he'll always give me something.
There's always something there to feed off of.
There is always something, and he's such an underrated actor. He's such a good performer, and he's so funny. He's someone that is so natural to just bounce back and forth off of. And I think that sort of, like, his energy made it into Oldburgh, I think. And I just think he's such a unique performer. I really just want him to be in more things.
Get the recognition that you feel he deserves to get. There's so many underrated talents out there in lower level films. They just don't, because they don't have that name attached to them. Like even when Chris was in, he's saying, you know, if you don't have that star power name attached to a project, it's not going to get picked up by anywhere. It's not going to get looked at by anyone. It's a shame because there's so many talented people out there that deserve to have that recognition, that star power almost attached to their name, that it just doesn't happen.
100%. And it's so sad. It's like, because they just deserve so much better.
Yeah.
And you look at some actors and you're just like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Who on earth cast you?
Do you know what? I've watched some films sort of being made. I've been on sets, not invited, but nearby your sets. And you see, what you see when something is being made isn't the same as what you see on screen.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's that person all of a sudden, when it goes up onto celluloid right in front of you on that screen, it is something completely, they could look, when you're watching them, it can look flat, it can sound flat compared to what you think, and you're like, hang on, I've seen this guy do so much better. But then you go and watch that same thing that you watch be filmed on the screen in front of you, it just has a different energy. But that's all down to the actor.
Yeah.
How they compose and how they carry themselves when they're delivering these things at the time of recording.
And Davey's like a hard role to play.
Yeah.
Like even for a Scottish person, that would be kind of a difficult role because he's so miserable and vulgar.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, there's something so horrible about him, but he's the only, him and my character are the two kind of characters who do have hope left in them. And that was really important to distill. I really wanted Aaron because Aaron has such, he's got quite, I don't know what it is, but his delivery sometimes is quite empathetic. Even though he's quite horrible, I'm like, I kind of feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Like he's stuck in this place and he just can't leave.
Yeah.
And kind of teaching Aaron has Scottish family, but kind of taking Aaron to Aberdeen.
Yeah.
And just being like, these are the people you're going to be working with.
Yeah. It's a whole different ballgame, buddy.
It is. And you know what? And he kind of just picked up traits from people on set and infused them into the character of Davey.
Yeah.
And that's not something I necessarily asked him to do. That's just because that's the type of performer he is. And Aaron, like, I'm someone who is very, very loyal. Just not a lot of people in this industry I think are super loyal. And he's someone I can see just working with till final film, whatever that is. Because what he did and what he brought to Oldburgh was so special, and it gave me such confidence as a director. Just having him on set in general, and just seeing that like he can work with the material I write. Yeah, that's like something I'll never like forget, and I'll always absolutely be thankful for.
He's going to be the Johnny Depp to your Tim Burton, just in absolutely everything that you make going forward.
What you're saying, like. That's like a great way of looking at it. Yeah. Maybe not Johnny Depp nowadays.
But okay, the De Niro to your Scorsese. There you go.
That's fine, actually.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Again, Scorsese, not always the happiest or most positive of individuals, but you can't argue with his
quality,
his points and his quality half the time. How big was, we might have mentioned it on the previous one, but how big was the crew on Oldburgh altogether?
Oh, goodness me. I think there was about 15 to 18 people altogether. And what was so amazing about it is, like, we were using students, man. Yeah. Like,
students were involved, we should say, not using them.
Yeah.
Move, my pretties.
But that's the thing, we were like, there's no feature opportunities.
Yeah.
Well, there is, I guess. Like, people will say, oh, there is an Aberdeen here and there, but, you know, we know.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But, like, I really wanted to give them something, and I was like, listen, you are about to graduate.
Yeah.
Why don't we make a feature in 5 days? I know that goes against everything I've ever taught you guys.
Ignore what I've said over the last 2 years.
Everything you see me do on set and how I direct is going to be so contradictory to what you've been taught. But You got to learn it as well. You got to learn that stuff as well.
Exactly. There has to be that element of real world learning as well as in classroom learning.
Exactly. Classroom and real world is important. And it is, because I am self-funding a lot of my films, do you know what I mean? I have to. It is a good opportunity at the end of the year, each year when I'm doing these films, to be like, students who are really putting in the effort, who I can see are going to go far, and I just really want to help, or I want to boost their confidence or motivate them somehow. It's really good to have an opportunity to bring them on. And maybe it won't always be the biggest role. It might just be doing something really small, but that small role is like, without that small role, Oldburgh wouldn't have gotten made. And that's so important to highlight. I really do respect all the crew because Oldburgh's a wild thing to try and make. And for them to be with me every step of the way. That's a baptism of fire to go into as well. As like you say, it's a unique idea. It's something that they probably had no knowledge of going into it other than what they'd learned, like gleaned from you during the time teaching them. They've got no real world experience of doing this kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, bang, here's your opportunity, come in and do it. And some of them are going on to do more things themselves now as well. Obviously, there's this, I know a bunch of them who were, I don't know if they were all involved with Oldburgh, but some of the guys who are off doing Fishwife Productions at RGU now, making their own little project out of there. Connor's involved, Mohammed, Callum. Yeah, well, Mohammed's in Oldburgh and in Loch Hands. So, yeah, absolutely.
And these guys are all, if it hadn't been for that opportunity that you'd been able to give them, would they have the confidence to go and do what they're doing now? If I'm honest, probably not. They might have... There would always have been something in their mind stopping them. They've got the ability, they've got the knowledge, they know how, but having that hands-on experience of doing something with you and Oldburgh now means they're able to go off and do this. And I am seeing so much more creativity coming out of Aberdeen with these things that they're doing. MJ doing the audio for it. Connor doing sound for some of the stuff. It's so good to see. And I think you deserve a lot of the credit. We mentioned it before for giving people the opportunity to step in and do this.
It's always like, well, thank you. That's my goal, is just, let's just see how many interesting people we can work with. Like, I absolutely love John Waters, like especially like his early stuff that he did with Divine and all that. And that was just like people he met. Same with like Ed Wood. Like, maybe Ed Wood's not the best filmmaker to compare myself to. But, you know, those were just like people he found along the way and was like, come on, you're going to help out. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. And it just created such a creative, like, I don't want to say like a family because that sounds cheesy.
I get what you...
You know, we all vibe. We all get on so well.
It creates a community feeling to it. It creates an environment of involvement and inclusivity to it. Like you say, family is very much a cheesy aspect of, you know, we're not a business, we're a family. Shut up, you're a business. I hate those things. And it's an inclusive community that allows people to feel like they're part of something and can actually have engagement with people and learn from other people and feel like they're involved in more than just themselves. They're involved in multiple different conversations and projects. And Aberdeen's flourished so much just in the last year when it comes to the creativity that I don't know where it's going to stop. And I'm kind of glad that it's not. You mentioned Loch Hands is obviously kind of underway now. I mean, it was first broached kind of publicly anyway, I would suppose, on your last appearance when you came on. You spoke about it there. And then from there, it's just kind of taken on. Like, you launched the crowdfunder, which has absolutely smashed your initial goal. It's almost reached your stretch goal now as well. You were ever so close to that. You've started test shooting for it. How has that process been going so far?
It's really interesting because, like, it's my first attempt at, like, I wouldn't say it's a traditional horror film. I don't think I can make a traditional film. And I think that's just something...
Good.
Like, I think that's just something I've got an inability to do because I wrote the Loch Hands script and it was just a body horror monster film. But I was just like, that's not... Like, when I was editing Oldburgh, I was like, I know for a fact that this will go off some rails at some point. So I just started to embrace that. And the Oldburgh crew's coming on to Loch Hands. And we kind of get it now. We're like, let's just roll with it. We've got our plan. We've got such a detailed shot list. But we're really just, once again, taking advantage of being experimental. And really, like, losing ourselves in the surrealness of the project. The shoots have been going really, really well. It's just been like quick little testing.
Yeah.
Just to test out the equipment. But it's looking great. Like I do want to like emphasize just how cool of a project it's going to be. We've got an amazing producer, Josh Taylor from G4 Films, who's helping bring the project to life. Yeah. We're going to be shooting it March 26th till the 31st.
Okay.
And
it's not far off, Jesus.
Man,
that's only like 4 weeks away.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just added the stress on top of it. It's like, great, now I regret my choices.
But I genuinely think like what Loch Hands was originally going to be compared to what's going to be now, I think it's going to be something that will stand out. Yeah. It'll stand out because there's so much Oldburgh DNA in it, but it's not a comedy in the same way Oldburgh is. Yeah. It's more just influenced by sort of the free-flowing style of it. And I'm really excited to bring it to the screen. Yeah. The actors, phenomenal. Like, the cast we've got, so good. And we've got Aaron back again. So no Eric Roberts in Loch Hands, I'll say that much.
Yet.
Yeah, I mean...
You never know. He might depending on if Oldburgh keeps getting the recognition and the awards it does, he might reach out to you and be like, you got any room for me in this one as well?
Well, I'll speak about Eric Roberts again in a second. But yeah, Loch Hands, I'm so excited. Yeah. Like, it's going to be outstanding. We're doing some like additional scenes in Humboldt County. Like, that just shows how personal the project is to me, because you know that place means the world to me. Yeah. And to basically take my Aberdeen sensibilities when it comes to filmmaking and work in the States and all just like infect them is just so much fun. Yep. Like, because it just produces such insane results.
It's like, this is not what anyone expects. Let's do it.
But like, you know, Oldburgh was obviously kind of like Jam, Angry Kids, Salad Fingers, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Whereas like Loch Hands is a lot more mature, but it's still made by the dude that did Oldburgh. Like,
there's still that feel, that element there that people will know this is coming from the same studio.
Yeah, I would say so. And I at first I was almost like, oh, do I want that to be the case? And then I just thought, oh, fuck it. Yeah, like, why not? Just
might as well
embrace it. Yeah. There's no point fighting your creative urges or instincts. Nope. Like, whatever, like, yeah, you have to know rules to break them. But at the end of the day, if this is the way the story's flowing, just let it go that way. Yep. Just let it go and see where it ends up. Don't second guess yourself. Yeah. Go with your gut, I think, and that'll make it it might not result in it getting made because producers this and that. Oh, we don't want that. Yeah. That. But you know what? It's still getting out there somewhat, even if it's just down on a bit of paper. Because those ideas that were maybe said no to at one point could come back later. Yeah. And you never know. Like, there's lots from like other scripts that I'd written that are kind of being infused into the Loch Hands script. And it feels so natural. I'm like, those ideas were in my head for a reason. Yeah. I just didn't know why. Yeah. It didn't work for that other project. But then I looked at Loch Hands and I thought, it belongs there. Yep. So Loch Hands is really like, obviously Oldburgh's kind of like how I process the world, how I process Aberdeen, the northeast of Scotland. You might want me to go to get on pills or something. But like, you know, like...
Most of Aberdeen needs at that stage, man. We all need to be on some form of medication just to survive up here after that.
But like, Loch Hands is really just kind of how I've processed grief. Yeah. And I think... I'm nervous about letting that on screen.
Obviously.
Because, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, how personal Oldburgh gets. Like, but Loch Hands is very much the same. Just about a different subject matter and presented a different way. But it's still coming from the same place. And I just think, if I can make my art as personal as possible, I'm going to do it. Because I always think it makes it more interesting for the viewer. And that's really what I always aim to do.
Yeah, especially if that personal connection is obvious to on screen. You know, if it can be pretty clear that if the creative team behind something don't give a shit about it. You know, if there's no real thought process or emotion to how scenes play out or to how the story as a whole plays out, it becomes pretty obvious and you kind of become disconnected from it while you're watching it. If someone clearly cares about what they're doing, that love they have for what they're making is obvious in what they're putting across, because everything feels like it has a purpose for being there.
Well, that was sort of the thing with the bad visual effects in Oldburgh. Like, I wouldn't say they're bad. To me, they're charming.
Yeah.
They're rustic, they're handmade, and that's the way we wanted it to look.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when Scott is getting eaten,
Yes.
he's just a PNG smacking about. And I was like, perfect. And Ewan was like,
That's a choice.
okay, Ross, sure. But by the end, I think he absolutely did get it.
But it fits the aesthetic of the rest of the film, the rest of the story.
Well, that's what I always say, like, with like the PNG thing, especially in Oldburgh, it's all about giving a scene an interesting presentation style. Like, we could have shot that in a number of ways and had the orbs be whatever.
Yeah.
But we wanted it to look that way.
Spoilers for those who haven't seen it yet.
Spoilers for there's orbs in Loch Hands, actually.
Oh, there you go. Well, this episode is going out on, hang on, I've got it up on the board. Can I see from here? This one goes out on the 16th of March, which is pretty close to your release date.
10 days before, man.
There you go. So there we go. See, folks are getting an idea on this 10 days before it's out for you to watch.
Oh, God.
Haha, unlucky. Some of us have already seen it. But I'll be watching it again publicly. How much pressure are you feeling with that? With it actually, obviously you've submitted it to festivals and stuff. It's getting the awards. It's getting recognition. Do you feel more pressure with it being released publicly or when you're sending it into these festivals for professionals to watch it back?
Do you know what? Like, after it was all said and done, I just didn't give a fuck anymore. I was just like, fuck it, man, just release it. Like, my dad always says, oh, when you get older, you feel less shame. Do you know what I mean? You get less embarrassed.
True.
And I was like, I think he meant it like 50, not 26. But like, I just didn't care. I was like, that's the film. That's what we made, and we're really proud of it.
Yeah, quite right too.
I didn't feel that's pressure, obviously.
Yeah.
Certain elements, but I thought, nah, I'm really happy to let this out. The sort of announcement I want to kind of make on the podcast is we've shot Oldburgh 2. Like, Oldburgh 2 is like almost not far off completion. And it's basically, I kind of did it because I wanted to prove I could, like, you have to really prove yourself as a filmmaker to just get anywhere. And I wanted to prove that I could, like, be, like, really consistent and economic and actually, like, someone who is a really good worker and puts out really inventive stuff. And I thought the documentary that I went and did in Humboldt County I told you about, which plays into Oldburgh during the Eric Roberts scene. I remember looking at it and I said, we won an award at a Brazilian film festival for best documentary short film. And I looked at it and I went, I don't want to release it publicly.
Yeah.
I am happy with it, but I thought, no, it's Oldburgh 2. That documentary is Oldburgh 2. It's in there somewhere. So, like, Oldburgh 2 is just kind of being reconstructed from that documentary. And I'll be honest, it feels like that's what it always should have been. Yeah. It should have always felt like that.
This is what it should have been. This is, okay, we filmed it for this reason or that reason, but this is where it deserves to be.
I am a massive Danny Boyle fan.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Danny Boyle. I think he is the greatest living British filmmaker.
Fair.
Absolutely incredible. And I loved 28 Years Later. Like, I absolutely fell in love with it. And that film is such a huge influence on Loch Hands. Like, massive influence. What a beautiful film it was.
Yeah.
And 28 Days Later as well. Our ethos with the film is let's do for, like, body horror films what 28 Days Later did for, like, the zombie genre.
Yeah.
On 100th of the budget. But we'll try.
Totally.
But Danny Boyle, like, obviously the 28 years later and the Bone Temple came out back to back.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, I wonder if I could do 2 films back to back. But I didn't realize Danny Boyle only directed the first.
Yeah, I was going to say he didn't do Bone Temple.
So I just went and did another film without doing my proper research.
He did both back to it. No, he didn't. He didn't give himself that stress. They were done back to back, but he did not have anything. Well, I say he didn't have any involvement in Bone Temple. He was involved.
Still heavily involved, but it was Nia DaCosta who
Yes.
directed, as I saw when I saw the credits. And I realized the filming style was incredibly different.
Yeah, it does have a different overall visual appeal to it.
Well, that's the biggest thing from 28 years later. Not just like the emotional core of that film and how it hits, but the visuals of that film. Like really, like I think with Oldburgh, we're starting to be a group of filmmakers who are taking advantage of digital technology.
Yeah.
And how much you can do with digital. And we're really expanding on that with Loch Hands.
Yeah.
We're really excited to do it. We've even got like a bullet time rig, which
I think I saw you put a photo or something of like bullet time underway, but I vaguely remember seeing something about it online. I'm sitting going, hang on, what? Wait a minute, nah, surely not, Jesus Christ.
But you know what? I think the way we're going to implement it is going to be really cool.
Yeah, is it going to be like, you say bullet time, but you also talk about things being on like 1/100th of a budget. So is it less bullet time and more like knife time? Like it's not quite going to the same speed as bullet time, it's just
Dagger time. It looks, honestly, it kind of looks a bit weird. It looks a bit like
a butter knife time.
You know Fallout? You know when you
Yes.
get like the kill cam?
Yeah.
It's got like that weird, like it cuts that weird angle. Sort of looks like that.
Excellent. I'm down for it. Am I right in saying one of the actors that you've shot some of the test footage and stuff for Loch Hands was also one of the actors in A Half Ounce?
Yeah, Mason.
Yes.
Yeah, Mason David Gray.
That's
He
the one.
is,
My name is terrible with brains. My brain is terrible with names. Jesus God.
Now, Mason was one of my former students.
Yeah.
You know, great guy. Just loving him playing this character,
Yeah.
Junkie Mark. Just a farting junkie that just talks about like all the bad things that's ever happened to him.
Yeah, quite right.
And Mason plays that role so well, and we both have the understanding, like, the way he can do it is, like, if you have, like, the Leslie Nielsen approach from, like, The Naked Gun, where you just take it seriously and you don't, like, play into it.
Yeah.
It's funnier.
Deadpan it and play it as this person would be straight through. Don't play it as a comedy gig. Don't play it as a humorous gig. Play it as a serious gig, and it's gonna be funnier.
Of course it is.
100%.
It's always going to be funnier. But, like, I'm really privileged to work with him as well. He's such a fun dude. He's my AD as well, actually.
Okay.
So he helps with scheduling and all, like that sort of good stuff.
So you've been able to keep basically the core of Oldburgh and carry it across into Loch Hands. But has there been much in the way of addition to it for the crew coming into this one? Because again, let's say you've managed to achieve so much through the crowdfunding side of things. You've achieved so much in regards to the pre-production side, I would imagine, with this. How many, do you envisage the crew being about the same size? Or are you going to bring in a few extra bodies for this one?
A few extra bodies. We've got 4 students coming on this one.
Okay.
Who are students over the past 2 years I've looked at and I've went really, really talented. And I'm going to work with them one day.
Yeah.
And that was even before Oldburgh, where I didn't really realize I would do films every summer. But I was like, nah, these are really good students, and I want to give them an opportunity.
Yeah.
I want them to almost do like a crash course in like a feature film.
Yeah.
And I hope it's an excellent opportunity for them. I really hope they enjoy it.
I would imagine they will. I can't see any of your film sets or scenes being overly serious affairs. We spoke about it before in the last one about you have to have the fun element of enjoying of what you're doing. There is a time to be serious, but don't be serious all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, what was I going to say?
It's a thing, it's a stuff, it's a word. Well, it's a tangents, we'll come back to it. You've talked earlier about, obviously, this being Oldburgh 2 almost being done. I mentioned to you before we started about this idea that was pitched to me earlier about a sequel for a film, and I'm now going to do it on this podcast, tell you what it's about.
Okay.
So I stole this idea from Mark Thulis from Flux. So apologies, Mark, in advance for me stealing your idea. I'll tag you in it so you know what
He'll
it
be
is.
staying off for Flux sake.
Yeah, exactly. He will be at this point. Do you know something? He's one of the most unique individuals I've met recently, and I love him to bits. He was only supposed to be here for like half an hour. 2 hours later, we were still sitting chatting.
Nice.
He has pitched an idea, or had an idea, for Titanic 2. But not, well, I said to him, I want it to be Titanic 2 Electric Boogaloo, because everything 2 should be Electric Boogaloo going forward, as far as I'm concerned. But it's not just Titanic 2, it's a continuing series of the Titanic universe. And it was after watching like Sharknado and stuff, I've seen it, where he's just like, I kind of want to do this. So the idea being Jack is essentially like Captain America.
Okay.
He was frozen in the ice at the end of Titanic. They find him. They thaw him out as another ship is about to go through the same kind of experience. And he has to get involved and try and save the ship. But because he gets frozen at the end of essentially every film through a variety of different things that happen. So whenever he's thawed out, you don't have to get DiCaprio involved. You can just bring a different actor in every time.
Okay.
So it's almost like a Doctor regeneration every time he comes out of the ice.
He's almost like cursed to like be on the Titanic when it crashes.
Pretty much. We'll end up with Titanic in reverse.
Okay.
So he actually gets thawed out on a block of ice that is drifting towards a massive piece of metal. So it's the reverse of Titanic. He's now trying to save this iceberg instead of... So it'll be like Ice-Tanic instead of Titanic.
Ice-Tanic.
I think the final one he'd spoke about would be time travel. So essentially he is thawed out, but it turns out, because if you look at the history of Titanic, it actually shouldn't have sunk. If it had hit the iceberg straight on, nose first, as it was intended to do, it probably would have survived.
Oh, is it
The
right?
only reason that it sunk is because they tried to steer away from it and it hit the weaker part of the ship.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the next one will be him essentially being thawed out. He has to go back in time and convince the Titanic crew to drive nose first at this thing or sail nose first at this thing. But it's essentially a series of Titanic films with the same main character played by different people through every film, constantly essentially going down the Fast and Furious route of it just getting more stupid as it goes on. And yeah, he's cursed.
In like space.
He did mention space.
Can there be like a Hobbs and Shaw spin-off?
Probably, yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
it'll be two of the people who were in the band that were playing on Titanic.
No, it'll be the old couple that drowned. Do you remember when the water
Yes.
comes and it's like rising and...
Yeah, I've told them the only thing I really want to do is when it gets to the space one, I want Jason X to float past in the background somewhere.
Jason X. Love that film.
I just want and he's like, yeah, through all of this, there'll be random pop culture references dropped here, there, or everywhere.
So it doesn't just take place in 1912.
Oh God, no!
like-
It's throughout time.
okay.
He is cursed to go. Anytime there's a new ship that launches, that people say this will be the next Titanic. Chances are it's going to go through some form of catastrophic exercise, just as this current timeline finds the frozen Jack and thaw him out, and he has to come back and save Titanic every time.
It could almost be like a pro-global warming thing
Yeah.
at the end, where he's just like, let it fucking melt, man. Just like, I hate this. This is a horrible life I've got.
I love the space idea. I love time travel. That he has to go back and convince the Titanic to just nose first into this iceberg and see what happens. Chances are it could happen, and then turns out, actually, no, it wasn't meant to do that this whole time. Just the idea of him being on an iceberg and having to somehow steer that away from land instead, that's going to hit this giant, like an iceberg's drifting towards an oil rig in the middle of the sea, and it's going to destroy the iceberg for some. I freaking love this idea. I
think it's
can't
clever.
lie. I really want to do this and have some form of film happen for it because it looks so good. In my brain, it just looks beautiful. Can it happen?
Can it happen?
Yes. Can we get a Titanic verse?
A Titanic verse.
Essentially continuous sequels, and then, like you say, we get a Hobbs and Shaw spin-off that goes with it. Screw it, we'll get The Rock involved somehow.
He can be the iceberg.
He's what the iceberg is drifting towards. They keep saying it's going to hit a rock, and they don't realise until the very end that it's actually the rock that they're going to crash into.
It's just Dwayne Johnson like fishing, just like turns and looks at an iceberg coming towards him.
Yeah, I think one of them was going to be, it was miniaturized in a bottle universe, so like the bottle city of Kandor and Superman. And that was somehow taking place that was going to be in this small thing instead.
Who is this man with these wild ideas?
See, he is one of the most creatively minded individuals I've spoken to in quite a while. Mark Thulis, I forget exactly how to pronounce your name. Sorry, Mark. I just called you Mark the entire time you were here. Yeah, he is a brand maker, as he calls it. You know, a lot of people go, "Oh, I design brands, I create brands." You know, you help make them, you help mold them, shape them, and do as they go. He lives out in the sticks. He's from Aberdeen originally. Grew up in Tillydrone, same as myself. So he's an Aberdeen local. He is a creative person. He's not a filmmaker, but he's a film fanatic. He loves movies.
I think like everyone can be a filmmaker, man.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you've got a good idea and you know how to communicate it, like that's the first step.
Yeah.
So Titanic, Titanic, Titanic 4. Oh no,
Lost in
not
Space.
anymore.
Yes.
I don't know.
Titanic 4. I love, because when he spoke about the one in space, I started thinking of the space cruise ships from Fifth Element. Or just like this luxury cruise liner that glides through space and takes people to a pleasure planet of some
I'm sure
sort.
there's like a Douglas Adams like Titanic
Probably.
in space thing.
Yeah.
If not, that's just the nerdiest thing I've ever made up. Like if that's just me making.
Well, I think he only told me about it because he said Jaws is one of his favourite films of all time. Loves Jaws. And I had asked if he had seen a film called Cruel Jaws.
Cruel Jaws, the Italian one.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Which is just Jaws.
It also includes almost the Star Wars theme in one section.
It's got the intro to the Superman theme as well somewhere in it.
I never thought I'd be in a podcast talking about Cruel Jaws, but I'm very happy to be talking about Cruel Jaws.
So good.
It's incredible. Cruel Jaws is also just made up of stock footage of other films that ripped off Jaws.
Everything is stolen. Well, not everything. There is some of it was shot, but it's so much stolen and found footage. It's unreal.
Oh, the Italians. I love them. Well, that sort of like... That's in Oldburgh, man.
Yeah.
We use clips from other shit as well to tell our story.
Yeah, but you tell your story. You're not just trying to tell the same story again. The scene with the girl in the wheelchair being dragged out of the water while she's kicking her legs. It's just like, you've been incapacitated in a wheelchair this entire time. Why do your legs now work? That's not... The acting's not acting here.
Speaking of bad films and wheelchairs, have you ever seen Mac and Me?
No, I haven't.
There's a scene where a kid in a wheelchair gets shot in that, and it's like an E.T. like McDonald's like rip-off film. The kid just like gets his chest blown open at one point. It's like a dream, sure, but like...
Jesus.
Damn.
Well, I mean, you know, they do say it's tough to work with kids and animals. That's perhaps one way to deal with it going forward.
Just done in them.
How on earth have we gone off onto this? Titanic, Titanic, and Cruel Jaws. Wow.
You got to play the clip from Mac and Me to them. But I will send it because it's
find it somewhere
incredible.
In there. I'm going to put the Cruel Jaws like screen grab on the screen for someone as well, because it's on YouTube if you want to watch it. It's so random.
It's incredible, yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, tangents, multiple things. You have come prepared. You are a man with notes for today, which I myself don't do. You've come prepared with more stuff than I have for this. You had your announcement you wanted to make. Mm-hmm. We've spoken about, obviously, Loch Hands is now underway. It's officially underway now. Your crowdfunder at this point will have closed by now, I think, by the time this is going out. Because this goes out on the 16th of March. It will close by that point as it goes. But
just get a
yeah, go for it. You grab that in for it. It's because I think if I remember rightly from seeing the stuff online, the crowdfunder closed like in a couple of days from now, or today as we're recording this. I forget which. But to everyone who has contributed towards it, donated towards the crowdfunder from us at Seasoned Media, as well as from Ross, I'm sure, big thank you for supporting local creatives and local creative projects in Aberdeen, because it doesn't go unnoticed. Let me say that. As much as people say, you know, oh, it's not always about putting money in, they're right. It's not. It's about backing an idea. And I think if you look at something and go, I can't afford to help with this, but still share it, engage with it, do something with it, promote it in some way, shape or form, you are still helping get the word out. So to everyone who's interacted, donated, big up from us.
Even just saying, like, coming up and being like, yo, that idea is sick.
Yeah.
That is, like, that encouragement alone is so much. And like I've said to you, you are doing an amazing job. So keep it up. Oh,
we're not going to stop on this. We're putting ourselves into debt to keep the company alive.
You've sold one of your kidneys.
It's only one. I mean, you can't see the dialysis machine plugged in under the chair to keep me going. Now, we're not quite there, but we are now starting to, this year, admittedly, since the turn of the year, we have noticed a change in people willing to talk, like come to us now as opposed to us always, I mean, we are still new. We are still going out and looking for engagement, interaction, support, business, work, call it what you will. But we are now starting to find that there are people slowly starting to come around to, this is a thing. We had a gentleman from ITV contact us to use the studio.
Wow.
For recording things. We're getting there slowly but surely. It's not like it's consistent. We're having big brands come to us, but we are starting to get that recognition now. And I think you've probably experienced this yourself of when you're trying to get a creative project off the ground, that initial phase can be so mentally taxing to be like, do I want to keep putting myself through this mentally to get this thing made or to make this thing happen? And you're a testament to, yes, keep pushing through. Do you still find that difficult? If you've got an idea, are you now at the stage where you go, no, I can make this happen? Or do you still get that, oh, are people going to, want to be involved with this?
It's a bit of both, to be honest. Like, I do push myself a lot. And this week, like, I just had to take a couple of days off work because of pure exhaustion, honestly. So, like, don't let that happen. Like, take care of yourself. Like, that is most important. The happier you are, the better art you'll produce and the better work you'll do just in general. Yeah. Like, a lot of people say, oh, well, like, good art comes from, like, pain, suffering. It doesn't. It's bullshit. Yeah. It's such tripe to say that. Yeah. No, it comes from, like, you being in a good place where you want to make something. Yeah. So it is getting to the point where I'm, like, a bit overwhelmed at times because I've got a lot of things going on, and I'm so lucky to have that. Yeah. I'm really lucky, and it's all I've ever wanted. But there is times where it's like, ugh. Yeah. Like, more people will see this than saw You'll Be Hurt When I'm Done. Do you know what I mean? More people will see Loch Hands most likely than will see Oldburgh potentially. Yeah. And it does get quite nerve-wracking sometimes because it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I'm stressing, I was stressing making You'll Be Hurt When I'm Done. Yeah. And I was like, Christ, that was just me and my mates. Grows from that. I was stressing doing Oldburgh, stressing doing Loch Hands, but I am loving it. And I think I'm taking the time now to relax during that creative process and not push myself too much. Because I feel if I push myself too much and get burnout, that'll translate to the project. Yeah. And I do not want that to happen. You don't want it to feel like it's a chore. You want it to still be something that you're enjoying. Exactly. And, like, there's so many, like, elements when it comes to making a film that you're like, oh, well, we get this, we get that. And, when you're writing and stuff, you're like, can I actually write this in? Like, is this even feasible to do? Like, especially writing Loch Hands, like, music's, like, such a big part of when I'm writing. Like, I just listen to music constantly. I listen to 3 artists pretty much, or 4, 4 constantly. Bloodhound Gang was obviously a big part during not Loch Hands, Oldburgh. It's because that'd be an interesting part for Loch Hands if you put Bloodhound Gang in there, Jesus. But that kind of, like, the energy to their songs, it just gets me going. Nick Cave, my absolute favourite. I just adore him. Boards of Canada, Scottish group, and Young Fathers. All amazing. Yeah, and you're all going to get tagged in this now. Oh, man. Nick Cave, Boards of Canada, and Young Fathers. Can I use one of your songs each for Loch Hands? There you go. The shout's out, and it's backed by Season Media as a brand. You want to put this stuff in there. Come on. Nick. Nice. My man. Come on, buddy. Come on. But genuinely, if they are watching, they probably aren't. I'm going to tag them in the clips and everything that go out regardless. So. Fuck it. Direct to camera. Please, or at least be in touch with us. We'd love to use some of your songs in this film. I can promise you it would do your songs a good service to have them in this film. We've got some beautiful ideas for them, and they were so influential in bringing the film to life. There you go. Passionate plea. Listen to it. Do the things and the stuff. I think you got to ask. Well, I think actually reaching out to people and asking for that kind of cooperation, that creative collaboration is important, because, like, one of my first ever podcasts I launched in, like, 2015, I think it was, 2014, 2015, whenever it was, more than a decade ago anyway. I had a band, a local band that I listened to, and I thought one of their songs would actually be really cool for our intro.
But I don't know if they're going to let me. I knew a couple of the guys in the band, so I thought, if I asked them nicely, they probably would let me. But in my head, I kept that nagging thought of, if I don't, do well, just ask. You've got nothing to lose by asking. Sure enough, I didn't message any of the people I knew. I messaged the group and their label as a whole and says, like, this is a song I want to use. This is what it's going to be for. They were like, yeah, cool, go for it. Mm-hmm. Fire in. Like, yeah, just make a thing of it. We won't claim any of the stuff when you post them online. We won't do any of that stuff. Yeah, cool, go, use it.
That is incredibly sweet.
You ask the question. So to the Ruckus who are making a comeback, thank you guys. I appreciate you. I only used it for like 2 episodes and then I went, actually, it doesn't really work. Well, but it works.
Well, the music in Oldburgh, we used a company called 13 Deluxe Records who I reached out to. Mm-hmm. And they had this artist called I Shake Like Static.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Needs more listeners. Like, if anything, anyone's watching this, please listen to I Shake Like Static. He's truly phenomenal.
Yeah.
He added so much to that film. Those scenes without his music and added those music after the music was added in, night and day.
Yeah. Audio makes such a big difference to every form of visual project.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, even when people go back to go, oh, silent films, it's like they weren't silent. The music was still there telling the story behind it. It's just there was no speech involved in it. But even back then, audio was still such a big thing. Audio was the first sort of publicly consumed medium that there was before film was a thing. People listened to music on records and engaged with everything. They went to shows and listened to live acts. Audio is so important. So if you have a connection with a particular piece of music and you think this fits what I'm making, why I never understand why like artists and labels will be like, oh, I don't really want my music associated with that. It's like, look at the passion that connects the two things together. You were passionate about your song, I'm passionate about what I'm making, and your song fits. Put them together and magic happens.
Exactly. And I feel really, really, once again, I've said this a lot throughout this whole show, but I feel like honored and privileged to have I Shake Like Static's music in the film. I've never met him. I've only spoke to the recording company. But thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing job. You are so fucking talented. It is unreal. I hope you get more listeners.
Well, we'll tag it in again. But the fucking description of this is just going to be tags like this long. Totally worth it, though. Has your brain come up with anything else? You were still working on Oldburgh when Loch Hands was like, I'm already going to make a start on Loch Hands, and Oldburgh's not even finished editing and being ready to be released yet. And you're talking about wanting to do something like every summer. Mm-hmm. Do you have an idea in your mind already for the next one?
Yeah. You know what? There's a lot of things that are obviously going on in my mind. I think that's clear from Oldburgh. And I'm just trying to find the one I'm most passionate about. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things I would really like to do before I would embark on that next film. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I would love to shadow 2 directors for a day. Danny Boyle and John S. Baird, who's from Peterhead. Yeah. Those guys are such big inspirations to me, and I just want to shadow them for a day. Yeah. Just see how they run a set, see how they work, because I think that would lead to me being a better director. And that's really what I would love. Yeah. Because I think it would just teach me so much. And I'm always up for learning. I'm someone who's all about learning. I really just want to know how to do this even better. Mm-hmm. And because like they're such big inspirations to me, I just know I'd listen to every word they say.
You'd be a shadow for the day, guaranteed.
But the next project I'm kind of working on is a script I'm writing called Bite. Okay. Which is a shark film, which is I can't really say too much about it. That's fair. It would be by far the biggest project I've ever made. By far. Yeah. But if I could make it, man, if this could go to Lionsgate or something, I'd be like, yo, they look like the company would be into it.
Do you know something? I am going to go out on a limb and say that, you're saying if I can make it, knowing you and having gotten to know you better over this past year, you can. The question of can doesn't really end. When people say to me, oh, do you think Ross could make this? Do you think Ross can achieve this? Yes. But the easy answer for me every time is yes.
Thank you.
Can he? Is he capable? Yes. Does he know enough people who could help out with it? Yes, he can. It's just about you having the time and, you know, the capacity to do it, depending on where you're at in everything else that you're doing. And can we get the right people involved to back it? But yes, when it comes to make it, I would never have a project put in front of you, or someone says to me, do you think Ross could do this? And I would have any doubt about saying, yes, he can make it.
That hits me right here. Thank you so much for saying that. That's genuine. I really appreciate that.
And my yes to people when I say this is genuine. It's not... Anytime I speak to any other creative person, your name inevitably comes up. I had Erin Walker come in and sit down and chat to us from Pink Sphinx Media, who does a lot of content filming, took part in the 48-hour film festival. I'm pretty sure hers was the one that won the thing at the end of it. Again, I spoke about yourself. We had Chris come in. We spoke about yourself. When it comes to that creative things, it's passion for what someone does leaves a bigger impression than, you know, their ideas or their whatever they're doing. Having that passion for what they do is what sticks with me anyway. And I'm sure it does with other people. They just don't admit it.
Passion and sincerity are the two things I want to just promote as much as possible. I as you know, I'm not a very ironic person. I don't know how to be ironic.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck that really means. But like sincerity and just being heartfelt is so important to me. And what you said there was sincere and heartfelt, and I really appreciate that.
We appreciate what you're doing for the creative scene in Aberdeen, mate. And it's...
Well, let's hope Bite does something.
It'll happen. I mean, we've got the beachfront down there. It'll be fine. I'm sure we can pick up a shark somewhere else before we go.
The thing is, like, Aberdeen and Humboldt, you know, are two very important places to me.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is an Aberdeen podcast primarily, but Humboldt is genuinely the place I feel really, really happy in, because when I do films over there, it's like a test here, experiment here, and then I go over and do it in Humboldt with my friends there. My friends in Humboldt are people who've been... I've been friends with them for years at this point. Like, just they almost feel like family as well. You know, they very much are. And they're just such good people over there, and they've supported me so much. And it's just the place I feel the happiest. And it's so difficult to even, like, I live there. Yeah. I know for a fact, like, if I lived there, I would still work, or I would still do stuff in Aberdeen, absolutely, because I couldn't abandon it. I know myself. Yeah. And I think you know I'm not lying about that.
Yeah, definitely.
But just being over there would just do me so good for like my mind and my just being in a good creative head.
Yeah, I was going to say that creative space is going to make a big difference to you.
So good over there. And I've just managed to get a makeup artist to do a short film work on a project I'm doing in Humboldt.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to work with. And I think it's so interesting to have an American collaborator. Yeah. Who is working so closely with me on creating a Scottish art piece. And I think it creates such a weird image. It's so unique.
It's a dichotomy that people don't really think of.
Exactly. And no one else is really exploring it, or at least not to my knowledge. I want to explore that sort of stuff. That's all because people always say, oh, he just wants to go off and work in the States. That's not really it. No. I love working there because I love bringing Scottish culture there. Teaching them about it and trying to implement it in the art that we make over there. Yeah. And that's really what it is. Like, that would make me the happiest person in the world if I could be over there. Yeah. But who knows? It's so difficult.
No one knows what the future holds. It's an unknown element that we can just keep sort of working towards and moving forwards towards. It's going to happen. Whatever, the future's there. We're going to get our way. We're going to work our way towards it regardless.
And we'll all be fine.
Exactly.
We'll all be fine.
We'll get there. We'll wake up tomorrow.
I just want to constantly have like a drive for something. Yeah. And if that drive is Humboldt County or wherever, so be it. Yeah. It's something that keeps you going. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think having motivation and someone who's a good mentor are two of the most important things that you can have in life. And I've got Aaron, who I would consider my mentor. He's obviously not a director, but he's someone I do really trust, and I am like willing to take his word for a lot of stuff. Yeah, because I understand, like, he's looking out for me, and I know he's doing that. And he motivates me as well.
Yeah.
He keeps me going. Like, even though, the material for Oldburgh is not stuff that he would typically do.
Yeah.
He did it. He did it. And I'm so happy for it.
Yeah.
Especially when he was like watching my character perform. I was just like, oh my God, what is he doing?
Well, I can tell you now, it's back on my watch list again for this weekend.
That character I play was based off a dude in Humboldt, actually, which is quite concerning. But like,
It's like, I want to go and surround myself with these people more.
well, he wasn't as bad as my character is, but like
Dialed up.
he dialed up. Yeah, he was. It was the first time I was in Humboldt County. I got my luggage. My luggage got fucking lost because it always does.
Standard.
And I was going to uni and all that, and I was like, oh Christ, like I've got no bags or anything. And this like woman I was sitting next in the plane, she was like, my boyfriend could take you home, and I was like, okay. So we got in this like pickup truck, and he was just the skinniest, whitest dude like me in a do-rag, and I thought that is the funniest image I'd never seen. That is so weird. Why are you wearing that? And
Have I got on an Uber and didn't realize?
And then I just was like, you know what? You don't know it, but you're going to somewhat be in a film.
You are now up here forever until I find the role that you fit, sir.
Oh, but
Yeah.
such a special place to me, and Aberdeen's such a special place to me. I'm really proud to say that like a film like Oldburgh couldn't have been made anywhere but Aberdeen, the Shire.
Definitely.
The people in it. And people like Mark and Sarah. Sarah plays the sex pest Melanie.
Yeah.
And Mark plays the sex pest Kieran.
The other one.
They're mother and son. I don't know why I cast them both as sex pests, but
Some things are genetic.
they are some of my favorite people in the world. Like, Mark is my closest friend.
Yeah.
Been there through everything with me.
Yeah, I think we mentioned in the last one, he is the torture that comes with you.
He is
forced to go through everything.
He's the guy that takes the hit,
Yes.
I would say. You know, he's the one who's really not afraid on the camera. And I couldn't do this stuff without him. I don't think he realizes how big an impact he genuinely has on my life. And same with Sarah.
Yeah.
We call her Sarah.
Yeah.
Her real name's Sarah, but Sarah.
There's so many Sarahs out there. I know you all. You are now Sarah.
Sarah is, both amazing people and just like such personalities that you can tell. And they inspire me creatively every single day. I think they're really, really just funny, quirky individuals that I just love to write for. And they are in Loch Hands too, because I don't want to do it without them.
Yeah.
I think, I remember I was looking at the Loch Hands script, and it wasn't that I was like, oh, there's not a role for Sarah or Mark. I have to write something.
Yeah.
It just naturally came. I was like, they're the missing pieces.
Yeah, that's where they go.
They've got marbles missing, and they're the missing pieces themselves, which is what I love.
They're a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic, and I've got a picnic where they can fit right in.
To tell just the shit that we do on set,
Yeah.
like, I remember when Sarah was coming that day, I said to Mason, she's only got one leg.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She's got two. But like, we all were just like, yeah, she's got one leg. And then Mason was like, has she got one? And he was the only one that just didn't know or not. And he was watching her walk the whole time. And he's like, for someone with one leg, she walks like really well.
She's got some great sense of balance.
But there was like scenes in Oldburgh that we cut out where she was doing like that with her legs. And it's like, Mason, of course she doesn't have a fucking wooden leg.
But he's bought it, and that's the stuff that goes down on set. And this is why I say I don't imagine your sets ever being dull.
I like to keep them fun. You know what I mean? It's got to be, if you're doing something like Oldburgh, man, like I can't be fucking snobbish about that.
Keep the cast guessing, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Is there anything else coming up that you want to or any other topics you want to touch on now before we wrap things? Believe it or not, we've been going for an hour. Doesn't feel like it. I appreciate it, because I had doubted myself when I just looked at my watch there.
Could I literally
go
through the IMDb and thank everyone that helped out in Oldburgh?
You fire in. We are not going to say no to a thank you and a shout out to creative individuals.
Oh, thank you. I just have to do it because there's so many good ones.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, and this is what we talk about when it comes to doing this thing, is it's about giving those shouts, those recognition, those props to people who are involved in these things. Creative people deserve that, so I ain't going to say no.
Well, we got Aaron, who plays Davey. Thank you. Did an amazing job. Kirsty Crabe, who plays Elisa and Caitlin. Thank you. You did an amazing job. She's one of my best friends. Just really, really nice, lovely person. Carey Means, the motherfucking haggis himself. Frylock from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Feed me, David. Feed me, little soul.
Feed me.
Oh my God. Like, he didn't question any of the lines I was feeding.
Just go with
it. But I love Carey as well.
Yeah.
He's such a, like, good presence.
Yeah.
Like, what a voice he has. And he also deserves more voiceover work. You know, fucking arseholes.
Yeah.
But they don't know if I want to have that. In case I get a job on a...
Well, block out who it was he said.
But you know what I mean? Just, like, not giving residuals or anything like that is just bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't give residuals for Oldburgh, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You're not... You're not that level with that kind of money going around anyway.
And he has such talent, and it's like, nah, pay him his worth, man, absolutely. I was about to say, who the fuck's Ross Milne? That's me. If you're curious, I
forgot himself.
Well, I forgot that's what I call myself in the film. Do you know why I call myself that?
No.
There was a skier called Ross Milne who died in like the 60s. He was like 19.
Anyone Googles your name, he just comes up.
He comes up, but so I changed it to Roswald. And the funny thing is that Roswald, this is completely by accident, is apparently a ski resort in Sweden, Switzerland or some shit. I'm like, come on, man. Why's the universe gotta be against that?
There was something about you and skiing.
Scott played, obviously, himself.
Yeah.
Did I just not give him his character like a name? Did I just call him Scott?
Easiest way to do it. He'll never forget his character or his own name.
Scott is honestly one of my best friends as well. It's his 30th birthday tomorrow, so... No, it's not. It's his 30th birthday party tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know. But
yeah.
Happy birthday for when it comes.
Yeah.
He is one of the funniest people I've ever met. He's just one of the most... He's like a minion. I'm not saying he's like one of my minions. I mean, he's literally like a minion.
Put him in a set of dungarees.
Pretty much. Like, he might honestly just say banana random. And you just got to figure out, okay, guess that's just
Just walks into a room. Hello!
Pretty much. But I love Scott, and he's a comedian, and it's quite weird to imagine him doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Because he's quite a shy individual. But he's very good at it, and he's very talented, and he's done exceptionally well for himself. And I just
Good on him.
wish him the best of luck. And yeah, always cast him in my films.
Yeah. Good on him.
Except Loch Hands.
You don't get it.
He knows that one. Mohammed plays Jahan the Junkie.
Yeah.
He got to choose that name. Mohammed, honestly, was a former student of mine.
Yeah.
One of my favourites of all time. And just couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah.
Really happy that he came on.
Very talented individual as Mo.
Yeah, he certainly... He's in the film and he just kind of goes like that a lot, and I love it. It's just kind of like having seizures constantly.
Playing to his strengths.
You got... having seizures is playing to his strength. Sarah... Who's Sarah?
Sarah.
Sarah.
One-legged Sarah.
One leg. Oh, Christ. Mark's going to absolutely fucking hate that. But keep it in. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sean. Oh, this is one. So Sean Leff was our editor, and he's the man on the phone to Eric Roberts. So he edited like this sort of like montage sequences. And what a job he did, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because he really communicated how I was feeling through the edit, and I don't think anyone else could have done that.
Yeah.
And Sean is a YouTuber. He has a YouTube channel called Batcho.
Okay.
I'd like people to subscribe to that. It is really, really good and very talented, lovely individual. And I don't think I've ever had a creative kinship where someone just sees it exactly like how I do. And it was just a chance encounter, just a YouTuber that I honestly don't even remember how I met him. But we just became friends over the years. And it was literally just like liking each other's posts, I think. And me going, oh, I really enjoyed that video. Well done. And then I thought, fuck it, let's just talk. And then that creative partnership happened. And he blew the team away. Like, he's down in England. So not really met him in person. But everyone that's seen those sequences is like, man, Sean did a fucking killer job.
Yeah.
And he needs to be commended for it.
Oh, you, Sean?
Matthew Hatfield, one of my friends as well. Bible John he plays. Because he's in the film. Why not? You know, Matt, thank you. He's been involved since getting involved.
Yeah.
Like, he's been in here a long time with us. So thank you for sticking with me. I haven't heard from him since I sent him the link. but I'm sure everything's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be okay.
MJ and Ewan,
Yeah.
they're like I don't know what they're together, but I was like,
Yeah.
a double act.
They are a dynamic duo.
But they are also on Loch Hands, and they are just excellent. Ewan Craig is one of the funniest people I've ever met, and I don't really know why. He just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Often internally. I know that sounds weird to say, but I could just be like looking at it and I'm just giggling.
It's just
inside.
He's unintentionally funny.
Unintentionally really funny, and he's just great to work with.
Only met him once on the BTS stuff from a half ounce, where we met. We met them both actually because MJ was doing a piece to camera about it, and yeah, just like I say, unintentionally funny individual,
but not doing anything like funny that's wrong or anything.
Yeah.
He's just naturally funny, and that's really hard to be.
Yep.
MJ though is very, very talented individual, and I'm really excited to see what they do.
Yeah.
In this industry, and however I can help is however I can help.
Are they doing Foley and sound design for this one now?
They're actually doing lighting.
Oh.
Ewan and MJ are both on lighting.
Both on lighting for this one. There you
go. Mason, you killed it. You were absolutely phenomenal. I love the character of Junkie Mark, and I don't want to say there's maybe crossover between him and Loch Hands, but that's all. Like it.
Yeah. You'll have to watch.
You'll have to watch. Mark, best friend, thank you for being there the whole time. I really do appreciate it. My mom and dad, man, like the fact that they're so supportive after seeing the things I make, wild. Like, if I was younger, I might be disowned, but I'm too old. So it's gotta keep.
They're now at the stage where they're just like, you know something, it's fine, we've committed.
But it's like my mom and dad are just very funny people themselves.
Yeah.
And I write kind of a lot of what I write a lot of them into my films.
Yeah.
Especially the nicer aspects and the parts that are a bit more wholesome. I really do like to include that. And I thank them in the credits of Oldburgh. I always thank my mum and dad because I think it's important that they get the recognition. Because I might not always say it, but really they couldn't do it without them.
True.
Do you know what
literally wouldn't be here without them.
Exactly. Well, I might be adopted. Well, my mum did say, like, wouldn't pick you.
So, you're not the one we were hoping for, but yeah, no, it's fine.
But, like, I can't thank them enough for genuinely being involved. Who else? Sorry, this is so many people. Eric Roberts. So, the man himself, the man, the myth, I was going to say the never-ending legend that grows. Burgeoning legend, didn't you? How hilarious was it to get him, like... We sent him the lines that he had to deliver. And there was like a month of radio silence, which is fair enough, man.
Yes.
He says that like his relative, which might be Julia Roberts, picks a boil in her back and it pops in the Barrowlands ballroom and the pus from that boil doesn't get wiped up and Bible John came out. How did we get him to say that? Why did he say that? Does he know what any of those words mean?
Does he care?
Does he care?
Nope.
And that's what I genuinely thought. I was like, he doesn't care.
Yep.
So we can kind of get him to say a lot of things. He cares about giving a good performance.
Yes.
But he's like, I'll say what you need me to.
He cares about delivering the lines the way they deserve to be delivered. Does he care what the meaning or the intent behind them is? No.
Well, the thing is, I said to him, just record it on your phone or something.
Yeah.
But I think he misinterpreted it. Because it was meant to be... So the scene in Oldburgh where Eric Roberts appears, it's just basically he phones Baccio and explains the lore of Oldburgh. Baccio doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And couldn't care less what the lore of Oldburgh is. So originally it was meant to be a public service announcement.
Yeah.
Eric Roberts is like, oh, don't go to Oldburgh. This happens, that happens. Ian Brady, Bible John, they're all there. And for some reason, he did the take... on an old rotary phone looking into the camera. And I was like, well, we can't afford to, like, re-record it. Yeah. Why is he on an old rotary phone? Who was he talking to?
Why not?
So I basically messaged Sean Baccio and I was like, do you want to be in a scene with Eric Roberts?
Yeah.
And he was like, absolutely.
Of course I do.
And Sean's performance is so fucking funny in that scene. He's so, like, miserable. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah, and
what is a haggis? I don't care. A haggis is just Kieran Williamson, who deserves to be thanked as well.
Yeah.
Jemima, and Matt in a beanbag. I bet that's movie magic spoiled for you.
I was going to say, behind the curtain has been lifted and now we can see it all.
And Omid is another person who really needs to be thanked. Omid is the cinematographer of our film, also camera operator, because when it's a low budget film, that's just kind of the way it works. Omid Farkonde. I'm giving it like
it's the flair.
A flair like that. It's not. I said that's one thing I wouldn't do, because I literally gave him the camera today because we're doing another test shot on Sunday.
Yeah,
and I was like, dude, you're one of my best friends. He's a guy I really, really respect. How'd you see your last? I don't know, but
it's fine.
But I'm helping to associate produce his feature film Nights. That was completed a few years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't have any necessarily involvement in it, but it's a film that needs to be seen. So I've came on to help with distribution and all that. So that's a project that's upcoming, and
nice.
Really excited for people to see it. He put in a lot of work to it.
Yeah.
He's a very, 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 very talented guy, and he's just one of the most easygoing people you'll ever meet. I remember when I was in the car in Oldburgh 2, and I'm like smacking it, saying all these heinous things. Yeah. I'm just acting my heart out. And what made me laugh is I just hear Omi go, "That was really good." So quietly.
You're like, thanks.
Thanks, Omi.
I appreciate you.
But him and Kirsty, they were our cinematographers on Oldburgh, and excellent. I think he's the man for the job for Loch Hands. Yeah. Really take advantage of the digital form. Yeah. Ewan's on as DP as well. Mm-hmm. And camera operators, so I think they're the guys to really bring it to life, because they were the ones I really worked closely with on Oldburgh, and I'm really excited to see, honestly, their skills expanded. Yeah. And like, I mean, they're more talented than me in many ways when it comes to a lot of that stuff, because I just cannot. I'm okay with cameras, but you know what I mean. I just would never trust myself. Yeah. Fair. They just know how to do it, but they've got a really good connection to my brain when I'm like discussing the shots I want, which should be a thing, but they've got a really good connection that they almost just know exactly what I want. You start describing, they can get the picture as well. They can see it themselves of going, okay, so that's how you want this to look. That's how this should be framed. That's how we should compose this shot. Cool, no worries. And they'll just use the tools at their disposal to achieve it. And I'm like, yeah, there's a floating Bible John up there, remember? It's just like, okay, Ross. So yeah, sure. Basically, make sure that we framed enough people that there is space for me to add shit. Make sure there's space for things. But did you enjoy Oldburgh? I'm curious. I did, yes, I did. It's one of those, I didn't watch it all in one go because I was kind of, at the time... Needed a break. No, do you know what? When I spend so much time sitting at a computer and sitting at a screen, I force myself to take breaks away from it, so I can't just sit, because I couldn't get it onto my TV, thanks Sky Glass. Bullshit, isn't it? Just I love my Sky Glass TV, but just trying to cast things to it sometimes is a bloody nightmare. It might not be that, it could just be my Chromecast or whatever it is I'm using at the same time. But yeah, just trying to get it on the TV was proving me a pest. So I also thought, I don't know how much Z wants to be tortured by watching it with me. I'd rather like watch it through first and then deter. She's a massive Twilight fan, so you know, getting her into Oldburgh is probably going to be a bit more. Like I know, but to be fair, she does want to watch it, hence why it's on my watch list again for this weekend. But yeah, again, to agree with what Chris has said, it's one of those, it feels weird saying to agree with Chris when I am Chris. It feels like I'm agreeing with myself. It's one of those that if we know you, it's very clear that this is you on screen. And yeah, It's exactly what I envisioned based on the little clips that I'd seen from it, from your own description of it. Nothing was a shock or a surprise to see it. Although the style and the finished product is something that if you watch films, it should be something you watch and go, the bloody hell was that? You know, if you're a film fan or a film buff or someone who just enjoys movies in general, you should be watching it going and questioning things. Which isn't a bad thing to do. I didn't question the style. I didn't question the finished look. Because you know me, yeah. Exactly, because I knew you'd explained it, and I'm like, okay, so that took that shock factor away, which meant I could actually enjoy what I was seeing. Yeah. Instead of
trying to process what I'm seeing while processing the content of the film. I wasn't really processing the visuals.
Yeah.
Because I'm just engaged in the actual story itself, which was good. But it does mean I need to watch it with someone who has no clue, because I want to get their in-person reaction to seeing this for the first time.
Well, they love it in India.
Award-winning Oldburgh is what we should be calling it.
Award-winning Oldburgh. Who would have thought, man? Like when I was like saying to Kieran, yeah, go inside the beanbag and just do like that.
Go be a haggis.
Sam Mackenzie's another person that needs to be thanked. Just before I forget, Sam, unbelievably talented. He was our script supervisor.
Yes.
And he just kept us on track. And that goes a long way. Script supervisors and ADs, like especially if you're up and coming
Yeah.
and learning about this sort of stuff, they're very, very important.
100%.
Please treat them with respect.
Yes.
And actually hire people for those roles.
Yeah.
Don't try and do it yourself.
Don't treat them as a secondary option.
No, because we've all seen directors try and AD or script supervise their own thing. Doesn't work.
No, just understand what roles are needed to create something and film those roles appropriately, not just with second-hand, oh, I've just thought of this, I'll get this person to do it, it's easier.
Yeah. And another thing I would say is, like, don't be so upset. Like, this is just advice for people, but don't be so obsessed with gear. Like, just don't. Like, just get something that you can tell a story with.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need the biggest gear to tell an intimate story or to even communicate things effectively. It's nice, and I'm not going to turn that down.
Yeah.
Like, I would absolutely have the best gear if I could.
Yeah.
But it's more important to, like, understand emotionally what you're trying to film and how you're going to film it rather than what you're actually using to film it.
Agreed. And there's so much emphasis so many people now put on, I have to do this in 4K, I have to do this in it. It's like, please don't. I mean, 90% of the time when you're filming something in 4K, at best, when it comes to the final product, you're getting like 2.7. You're not getting the full 4K resolution because the intelligence in the background is trying to fill in those gaps in the color framing and the sequence. And it's not, you can shoot something in 4K. If you just put it out there in 4K, you're not putting it out there in 4K. You're putting it out in, at best, 2.7. 1080 for me is where everything lives. Full HD, 1080, not even a lot of people again. 60 FPS, I used to be a massive, doesn't matter. 90% of what you watch now is filming like 25. It doesn't really matter. Like you say, don't focus so much on the gear. Don't look at a Blackmagic camera and go, this is the best thing ever because it's a Blackmagic. It's just, don't use what you have. And again, this from Mark when he was in earlier. Use the tools that you have at your disposal to their utmost, and you'll still be able to produce something that's worthwhile. Man,
one thing I discovered is that every tool has an advantage.
Yeah.
What that advantage is, you got to find out. But every tool has one.
Yeah, I think the analogy he gave to us earlier was every tool was a hammer. Literally every tool is a hammer at the end of the day. Every tool can be used to do something with. So just use it for what it's there for. We don't use amazing cameras in here, but we focus on good, clear audio. So if people are watching this and they go, oh, wait, hang on, this isn't filmed on a great camera. No, it's not. We don't go for the high-end stuff. We could spend money and improve that, but we don't need to. We can tell the story that we want to tell with what we have.
Yeah, like I look at, like, if you look at like David Lynch's Inland Empire, that's like shot, and I think it's like a prosumer camera.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of shitty in a traditional sense.
Yeah.
But it adds so much personality to that film. It does make it feel like a dream.
Yeah.
Because it's quite low quality and details being lost in areas. And it just... that feels like a dream to me. It feels fragmented. It feels like I'm forgetting things.
Yeah.
That is using that technology to its advantage.
Yep.
The exact same that... I know 28 years later didn't do the entire film on iPhones or whatever, but like, with those like bullet time shots, that is something taken advantage of. That small digital frame. Like the size of the equipment. Like we need to start taking advantage more of digital equipment.
Yeah.
I loved in the early 2000s when there was a massive push for directors to really be experimental with digital. Danny Boyle at the forefront. I had Steven Soderbergh as well. Yeah. Man, like he just did Presence. Don't know if you saw that last year.
No, I didn't see that one, unfortunately.
It's really, really good, but that's like just it's just a camera on a gimbal.
Yeah.
It's basically the just a lot more to it, but
Yeah.
basically it's a film that's perspective. It's filmed from the perspective of the ghost.
Okay.
It's a very, very unique film. And I saw that, and that really excited me because it feels like we're back in the 2000s where filmmakers, big and small, were getting these small cameras and going, wow, they do really cool shit with this.
Yep.
And I want that to continue. I want to really do that myself.
Yep.
And I hope that Loch Hands is an example of that style of filmmaking.
Yeah.
I really hope it can be.
Again, if it's a question of can, I have no doubt that you can achieve it as you go, mate. Well, listen, Ross, thank you for coming in and chatting to us again, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on board.
I love doing these, so
Yeah.
thank you for having me, Smack. It is always a pleasure to see you.
Anytime, mate, anytime. You know, we've always got the door open, and you will be probably the most featured guest again going forward, because I want one with you and Chris sitting here where I can basically just go, on you go, guys. I'll just sit back and let you two chat, and it'll probably fill an entire hour worth of stuff, and I won't have to do anything.
Well,
Make my life easier.
we're both creatives, and I think both our brains work in completely different ways.
Must be something about the Peterhead water.
Yeah, actually, yes, it is 100% the Peterhead water.
That's all we'll do. We'll go with it. That's why it's just Peterhead water. We'll go with that. Listen, to anyone who's watching this, follow the links to everything down below. Remember, 10 days from the release of this, or there or thereabouts, Oldburgh will be coming to platforms available for you to watch, so keep your eyes out for it. We'll be sharing it around on our socials when it is available for you to watch. In the meantime, give everyone a like, give everyone a follow, and also give us a like and a follow too, if you would be so kind. We'd greatly appreciate it. We'll be back next week with another episode of Seasonal Discussions. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves. Bye-bye for now.